Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're watching this video. Happy Monday, second graders. It is February the 1st. We made it through the 2,500 days of January, and it's the first day of February. Super excited for all the amazing things that happen in February. We know it's the month of love and Valentine's Day and Black History Month and President's Day. And so there's tons of things to do, and we're going to try to squeeze them all in somewhere. Keep in mind your virtual rules. Remember, they're a little different from my video friends, but they're still important. Don't sit beside brother if he's playing Fortnite real loud and you hear him instead of Miss Bland. So find your space, get your work done, and be amazing. Most important announcement, tomorrow is Groundhog's Day. So today, I need you to vote. I need you to make a prediction. I need you to tell me what you think the groundhog will do. So inside of Seesaw, there's an assignment today that says groundhog prediction. And on that groundhog prediction, you will predict what will happen. Yes, the groundhog will see his shadow, or no, he will not. And then tomorrow we will share our predictions. And then we will visit with Sir Walter Wiley, which is our North Carolina groundhog in Raleigh. And then we will also check in on Puscatony Field, who is the national groundhog, and see if they were the same, different, or never know. So we'll find out tomorrow, but be sure you vote today. Second step. Second step is our lesson from Miss Vester and Miss Bland. We are starting a new lesson in second step this week. It is lesson 2, and we're going to do a quick little intro video. It's not very long, and then we will move on.
Welcome to second step, lesson 2. All right, so last week we talked about a special word. Do you remember what word that was? We talked about treating others the way that you wanted to be treated, and we called that respect. All right, today we're going to talk about focusing and listening. These are learning.
Two important things.
When we use those skills, not only are we being respectful, but we are being learners. So let's get started. We're going to play a game, and I'm going to read a sentence. And if I read it the second time, if I change some words, I want you to sit down. If I don't,
just move your hands up.
I want you to stand up. Are you ready? Why don't we start out standing? Okay. First sentence. Learning is exercise for the brain. Learning is fun for your mind. Did I change the words? Are you sitting or standing? Okay. Sentence 2. If I change the words, you sit. Learning makes my brain smarter. Learning makes my brain smarter. That was kind of tricky. I didn't change the words, just the tone of my voice.
Good job, guys.
All right, last sentence. Ready? If I change the words, you sit. If I don't change the words, you stand. Everyone deserves a chance to learn. Everyone enjoys playing games. You should have been sitting, right? Because I changed the words. Good job. Okay, what were some things that you had to do during that game?
Listen.
Did you say listening? Good. What about, where were your eyes and your body? Where was it focused? Was it focused on me? Pointing your eyes in the direction of the speaker and your body? Yeah, that's called focusing your attention. And to be a good, respectful learner, we need to focus our attention on the speaker, right? Our ears, our eyes should be pointed towards the speaker. Did you do that during that game? All right. We are going to try something else.
All right. And so that's what we're going to talk about this week. Being able to have that focused attention, being able to be a part of what's going on in the lesson. And I know it's a little difficult with the videos and not being at school, but we're going to work through it. Next up, we have our language review. And Mr. Bear, our polar bear, he tells us that we review so we won't forget. And that's what happens, guys. There's things you're going to learn from now until forever. And you won't remember them all, but if you review them, they come back to your memory. So we don't expect you to remember everything the kindergarten teacher said and everything your first grade teacher said, or even everything I say, but we like to bring it back to review it so you have a chance. So there's a daily review page that is inside of your packet. The daily review page goes over some very simple things such as punctuation, fixing the sentence, nouns, plurals, and writing a sentence. I ask that you pause here and work on your daily review. When you have finished it, unpause and you can check your work against my answers. Pause here to complete. Unpause when you're ready to see and compare your work. All right, if you're back, that means you're ready to see how well you did. Here we go. Here's the daily review for today. Check your daily review against the work that we worked on in Zoom this morning. See if you noticed the punctuation. Did your sentence that was a question end with your question mark? Did you remember when you made your sentence capital? It was also important because Pam was her name. Did you find all 5 nouns? Did you make sure when you did box and made it plural that you added ES because it ended in that X? Remember that from last week? And did you make me a really cool sentence using the word plant? Check over your work to see. Pause here if you need time to make corrections. Letterland for this week. Letterland for this week is Unit 20. And Unit 20 is going to have the ow sound. We're going to see ow, ow in all of our words. Let's say them together. Clown, allow, grouchy, power, mountain, countless, sound, cloudy, growl, vow, around, downtown. Has 2 of them. Isn't that cool? It has 2 of them in it. So we took our words and we sorted them. So we said each word to ourselves. And then we sorted the words into the right group. And then you were to write a sentence with one of your words. But I don't think Miss Bland and the kids this morning in Zoom, I think we got so caught up in talking about our superpowers when we did the word power, we didn't write our sentence. So I won't make you write one either. But do take the time to pause here and separate your ow words by OU and OW. You do not have to use the colors. Miss Bland just uses them because it helps. When some people are using phone screens and iPad screens and computer screens, and I never know exactly what you're joining me on. So I try to use colors to just help out. But you are welcome to just use your pencil, but colors are always welcome. Pause here to complete inside of your notebook. All right. Today's musical read aloud. We're working on a musical read aloud every day this week. So every day this week, we'll have a read aloud book that's about music. And today's read aloud is called Violet's Music. We are going to listen to Violet's music, the story. Then we're going to go over some comprehension questions together. Inside of Seesaw, you have a Kahoot that you are going to complete about Violet's music for a grade. Let's check out Violet's music.
Irish Spring Body Wash. Or your shower.
Hello and welcome back to another edition of Sankofa Read Aloud. Today's story is titled Violet's Music, written by Angela Johnson, illustrated by Laura Holiska Beeth. I hope that you enjoy this beautiful story. When Violet was a baby, just a few hours old, she banged her rattle against the crib, hoping others in the nursery would join in. Boom shake, beat shake, all day long. Violet played that rattle.
Could she find other babies to play along? No, she couldn't, but she'd keep looking. Violet played her music all alone. On Violet's second birthday, Aunt Bertha brought gifts and a box full of paper, crayons, glitter, and glue to make horns that would wail. Violet tooted from morning till that night. Wah, woo, woo, all day long. She tried to get everyone to toot with her all day. Wah, woo, woo. Oh, yeah. Violet blew that horn. Could she get her family to play with her? No, she couldn't. But she'd keep on looking. Violet blew her horn all alone. Violet wondered in kindergarten if there were other kids like her who dreamed music, thought music all day long. But she found out that some like to paint, some like to paste, others like to play in the sandbox, and still others just like to stand around eating paste. No one wanted to play music all day long. One day at the beach, Violet played with a badminton racket, a pretend guitar, hoping someone would join in. Plink, plink, pluck, pluck. Violet played guitar. Could she find a fellow guitarist buried in the sand? No, she couldn't. But she'd keep looking. Violet played her guitar all alone. With Violet, you see, it was music all the time. Breakfast time, dinner time, bath time, and all times in between. Whenever she walked down the street or hid behind the market's vegetable bins or sat on the fire escape, Violet was always looking for kids like her. Could she find them at the zoo? Nope. At the museum? Too quiet. And forget about the dentist. But she'd keep looking. Violet and her music, always looking. Until one day, a few summers later, Violet was playing her guitar, a real one now, in the park. Twang, twang, yeah, yeah. Twang, twang, yeah. When, over by the fountain, someone started beating a drum. Then, behind the jungle gym, a saxophone blew real smooth. And over beside the flower garden, someone started to sing. Now, Angel, Randy, and Juan are in Violet's band. And if you ask any of them whether they thought they'd find each other, they'll say, oh, yeah, we did. We knew we would. Because when we were in the nursery, then we're two, and later in kindergarten and at the beach, we kept on looking for kids playing music too. Shake, twang, plink, pluck, wah, woo, yeah.
Remember, we talked about a concert? It looks like they're having their own concert in our picture. So, yeah, Violet, she had to find friends that like the things she liked. It's always awesome to find friends who enjoy the same things you enjoy. So, let's see how well you listened. Remember, we're going to go through what did Violet play in her crib? Put your answer on your screen. What did she play in her crib? Did you say rattle? If so, you are correct. She did play a rattle. Let's look at our next question. Number 2. On Violet's second birthday, she made drums, horns, or violins. What did she make? Touch your answer on your screen. Did you choose horns? If so, you are correct. At the beach, Violet played with a badminton racket, a jump rope, or a soccer ball. Touch your answer, touch your answer, touch it before the time runs out. Did you choose badminton? All right. Bonus round, bonus round. Let's look. Oh man, they're gonna mix up. Miss Bland's not gonna know which one. Oh no, which one should I choose? Maybe this one. Maybe this one. I think this morning in Zoom I chose this one. Ooh, 200 plus points. Yeah. Get ready. How many children were in Violet's band, including Violet? Oh man, I don't think there was 13. I only saw 4. Did you choose 4? If you did, great answer. Next question, number 5. This story is mostly about a girl who loves parks, a girl who loves school, or a girl who loves music. Choose your answer. Choose your answer. Touch the screen for your answer. I bet you chose C. Violet thought about blank all the time. What did Violet think about? What did she think about all the time? Touch your answer, touch your answer, touch your answer before time runs out. Good job. Oh my goodness. I think 894 is more points than the group got this morning. I think they had 700 and something. I have to start keeping up with those so we can move. All right. Good job. Now, as I told you, in Seesaw, there is a Kahoot that has comprehension questions that you need to answer for your grade today. I did also link the book just in case you didn't remember it and needed to watch it again. English language arts this week. We are still in Unit 3, Week 5. So your vocabulary words dun, 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 are the same. So vocabulary this week should be much easier. You're not learning 8 new words. You're reviewing the 8 words from last week. Cheered and concert, instrument and movements, music and rhythm, sounds and understand. Now, inside of your packet, you have a page that looks like this at the top. At the bottom, there are pictures. I want you to match the correct word to the correct picture. Pause here to complete. Okay, if you're back, that means you've matched your word to your picture. Let's see if you were correct. Are you ready? Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 da, 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 da. First one, instruments. Those are all different kinds of musical instruments. And then we know those beautiful quarter notes and half notes and treble clef. They go with music when you work with Miss Ellington. And of course, look at those giant speakers. That's a concert. Those were our first three words. If you didn't get those, please correct your answers. Second three. Did you get movements, cheered, and sounds? I hope so, because those match those three photos as well. Pause here to make any corrections that you need. Expository text. We're still working on expository text. Remember, it gives us real facts about a topic. The topic will have real events, places, or things, and it may even include captions, headings, and diagrams. Today's page looks like this. It is also inside of Seesaw for you to be able to use to answer your questions about the text. But it talks about how we have some friends, sometimes who can't hear, and we call those deaf people. And it talks about that they enjoy concerts too. It says at a concert, loud music booms from the stage. The band rocks their guitars and other instruments. Drums pound and clash. The fans clap and sing. Their ears are buzzing when the concert is over. However, you don't need to listen up to enjoy a music concert. Many people who are unable to hear love going to concerts. At this rock concert, a deaf fan sensed the excitement. She saw the band take the stage. She cheered by shaking her fist in the air. Her big smile showed that she really loved the concert. And it says a deaf fan and her son enjoy a concert. They sat in their seats close to an interpreter. And an interpreter is a person that signs all the words and all the parts of the song as it goes along. Now, what does it mean to sign? Well, in order to sign, you use sign language. So Miss Bland has offered a challenge. I am going to share on Dojo and on webpage this video of the sign language ABCs. And I want by next Thursday, which is the 11th, for you to know how to sign your name. So let's go over the alphabet in just a minute. Inside of your packet, I forgot to tell you about that part. Sorry, I got excited. Inside of your packet, you will find this page. If you will pause here and make sure you get down the important parts about expository text, that it gives real information and photos and text features, that is the part that we did do together. The you do part of this activity was questions 1, 2, and 3. They are using this page and it is found inside of Seesaw. Pause here if you need a moment to get this down. All right, so let's work on trying to sign the alphabet. Are you ready? I've had some classes have great success. So you got 2 weeks, you got this week and next week to learn to sign your name. Then work on some simple words like dog and cat, those kinds of things. Awesome. I'm so proud of you. So I want you to work on being able to sign your name. by the 11th. All right, combining sentences. That's our skill for this week. So this week we're going to talk about what do we want to do when we have two little sentences. We want to put them together to make one bigger sentence. Well, if you look at her shirt, she's got some combining words, and we use those words to combine our sentences. And we're going to combine them together to make one. So Ms. Bland did some examples. We're going to be using the words and, but, because, or so. So it said, walk carefully, there's ice on the ground. So we tried a couple different combining, joining words to see which one made sense. Walk carefully, and there's ice on the ground. Not really. Walk carefully, so there's ice on the ground. No. Walk carefully because there's ice on the ground. Ooh, that one stuck. So the first thing we do is put a comma to replace our period. We add our joining word and then our second sentence. The second one we did, it is snowing, I will need a shovel. It is snowing because I will need a shovel. It is snowing, but I will need a shovel. It is snowing or I will need a shovel. It is snowing, so I will need a shovel. Ta-da! I put my comma, my joining word, and my second sentence. You will pause here to complete the rest of the sentences or complete them on the end. Take a break now if you need it. If not, continue on. It's math time. Math for today is great review. Your first thing we're going to do is you have your sprint. 2 minutes, 2 minutes. Don't forget to get someone to time you for 2 minutes. On the first page of math, you're doing what we did last week. It's a great review. Model, my polar bears at the bottom, tried to give you some helpful hints. Model, subtract your ones, subtract your tens. Model, there's my model, subtract my ones. I couldn't, Miss Bland, so I had to decompose a 10, but then I could, and then subtract your tens. I did as well. You will model and answer for all 8 of these questions. Pause here if you need to get the first question down for your example. Now, then Miss Bland wants us to start growing some serious brain muscles. I want us to think about how we can do this when there's no model. Stop. Yes, what happens when there's no model? Well, Miss Bland, I don't know. Yes, you do. We're going to walk through the first 2 just to remind you that you do know, even though sometimes we don't think we do. So 4 minus 7. Miss Bland, I can't take 7 out of 4. So I'm going to decompose a 10, which means there's only 5 of them left. And I'm going to add those 10 ones. 10 plus 4 gives me 14. Now I can subtract. 14 minus 7 is 7. And 5 minus 3 is 2. Let's try again. 3 minus 6. Miss Bland, I can't take 6 away from 3. If I have 3, I can't get 6 of them. You sure can't. But what you can do is decompose a 10, which means there's only 6 of them left. And if I add 10 to 3, I get 13. So now, 13 minus 6 is 7. And 6 minus 1 is 5. So I didn't draw my models, but I did it by knowing how to decompose and add 10 1. Now, if you want to check your answers, you're welcome to draw your pictures on your dry erase board, in your notebook, on some scrap paper. But Miss Bland just wants to see you regrouping from here. Good luck. Polar bears. I love polar bears. So science for this week is a study of polar bears. And I'm super excited about us talking about polar bears. So we're going to do a KWL chart about polar bears. So let's look at polar bears. Oops. Let's delete all of that. Polar bears. In the first box, I want you to tell me at least 2 things you know about polar bears. It might be their color, where they live, what they eat, what they do, what they look like. They got 4 legs. I don't know. Any 2 things you know about a polar bear. In this box, I want you to tell me something you wonder, something you want to know, something you want to know and wonder about a polar bear. Like Miss Bland wonders, do polar bears like cheesecake? Miss Bland loves cheesecake, so I was just wondering if they do. Or maybe I wonder if polar bears can have one baby or if they can have 5 babies. Some animals can only have one. I wonder if polar bears eat plants because it's really cold there. So are there plants for them to eat? What do polar bears eat? It's probably not cheesecake, probably not cheeseburgers. But what do they eat? So those are things you wonder. So pause here and tell me 2 things you know and something that you wonder about the polar bear. All right, great. That means you filled in your K and W. We're gonna watch the beginning of a quick video about polar bears. And we're gonna include something that we learn. We're not gonna watch the whole video, just part of it today. And then there's more.
Hey guys, what's up? So I am super into this website right now. It's Generation
And then there's more tomorrow.
Genius. And they cover all the science standards for every state. But what I love about this
Gotta love a commercial.
Animals called polar bears. Polar bears are huge bears that love the cold. They love the cold.
Ooh, that's a good one.
They live inside an area of the globe called the Arctic Circle.
Ooh, that's a good learn. Maybe you didn't know that the place that they live, where they live, is called the Arctic Circle. That would be a good one to go under your L.
You can see it right here on this map. If you were to look straight down at a globe, that area at the very top is the area of the globe in the Arctic Circle. Now, this is interesting. Only about 4 million people live within the Arctic Circle. It can be a difficult place to live because it's so incredibly cold.
This plan will not be going on.
But it is the perfect place for polar bears. Polar bears love the cold, which is why the Arctic Circle is the perfect home for these amazing bears. Oh, look at these 2 polar bears. They're friends. They're friends. Just play nice. Play nice, polar bears. You may know this already, but polar bears don't just live in the Arctic Circle. There are polar bears that live in other parts of the world in captivity. That means they live in places like the zoo, habitats that human beings create. We are going to share more about this later in this video. For now, we need your help with an easy question. Can you help us? What color are polar bears?
Easy question.
What color are they?
What color?
Uh-huh. Yeah, they're the color white. They're the
Very
color white.
good. Look how big those paws
Now,
are.
we have another question for you. What color is their fur?
Ooh, what do you think?
Did you guess white? A lot of people think that polar bear fur is white because that is what it looks like to us. But polar bear fur isn't white, it is clear.
And that's where we're stopping today. That's the fact that most of your friends wrote this morning on their L, was that they did not know that a polar bear's fur is clear. They thought it was white, but it's actually clear. So lots of them wrote that as their L for today, something that they learned, that a polar bear's fur was clear. So you need to choose what you want to put in your L for what you learned today. Was it about the Arctic Circle? Was it about their fur being clear? Maybe you didn't know polar bears were white, but you need one thing under L that you've learned for today. Now, you have a passage inside of your packet that is about the polar bear. Along with that packet, you have response questions. Your job is to read that passage. You can have mom or dad read it to you, and then you read it back. Or maybe you can read it on your own. Or maybe nobody's around, so guess what? Ms. Bland's going to read it to you. And then you'll have it. And you'll go through and answer all 11 questions about your polar bear inside of your packet. Polar bears are fascinating creatures, it says. It says they live in a world of cold and ice. They have been spotted on sea ice hundreds of miles from their Arctic shores. Male polar bears can weigh over 1,000 pounds, and females can reach 600 pounds. Male polar bears grow to be 10 feet tall. They are the largest predators on land. Polar bears are mammals and give birth to live young called cubs. They nurse the cubs with milk for 2.5 years. Polar bears teach their cubs to hunt by breaking through the ice. Polar bears are carnivores, and their main diet consists of seals and fish. They break through the ice with their front paws to catch their meals. Polar bears are very patient hunters. Polar bears are covered with black skin that absorbs heat to keep them warm. They have 2 layers of hair and a layer of blubber that insulates the bear from the freezing climate they live in. Polar bears have amazing paws that are webbed like ducks. The webs help them swim in the icy water. They have rough surfaces on each paw that help them to not slip when they are out on the ice. Their paws can measure 12 inches across. That's as wide as a ruler. Oh my goodness. Polar bears survive in the harshest of conditions. Their only predator is man, so nobody bothers them but us, people. In 1973, the US, Denmark, Norway, and the Soviet Union signed an agreement to protect the amazing and fascinating creatures. So you cannot go hunting polar bears. They are protected. They are a protected group. So you're going to go through and read your questions. Where do polar bears live? Which polar bear weighs the most? If the average man is 6 feet tall, how much taller is a polar bear? You're going to use your passage to answer all 11 of your questions. Be sure you filled in the L on your KWL chart. All right, I've done a lot, Miss Bland. Am I finished? Almost. Make sure you go back and complete all the pages in your packet. Make sure that you go into Seesaw to complete your activities for today and to vote for the groundhog. And then make sure you check out your Bailey specials and get your exit tickets turned in. If you finish everything and you have some extra time, there's tons of cool polar bear books inside of Epic that you're welcome to check out. So any questions, let Ms. Bland know. I'm right here to answer them in any way I can. Text me, dojo, email, I'll respond. See you tomorrow. I hope you have a great evening. I hope you do something fun after you finish all of your work. Stay safe, stay amazing, and let Ms. Bland know if she can help you in any way. I'll do the best I can. Have a great one. Bye-bye.